assist you with something you've been working on. If you're a customer, go ahead and share something, share your successes. Or if you're having some troubles, go ahead and ask the question. We'll address it here. There we go. Okay, so we got one. We got our first question here. We're going to begin. We got about 10 viewers right now and starting to come in. So this is from Aaron. I'm going to say your first name and you just read the question out, and we'll go ahead and answer. So we'll start with Aaron. Aaron says, I have a 9-month-old Roddy, and he's such a mush. And she's such a mush. I want to get her to the point of having her roam the house free. How can I go about it? Great question, Aaron. So one of the biggest misconceptions in the whole dog training industry is they talk about crates. They talk about putting your dog in a cage and crate and let it sleep there, and that it's security, and that it's its favorite place to be, and to lock it up there during the day when you go to work. That couldn't be further from the truth. Would you put your kid in jail? It's like jail. It's like locking a living being in jail. I would never do that. The only reason why they do that is because they don't know any other way. They don't know any other way, and you don't know what you don't know. So that's what they're taught, and that's what they teach. They throw the dog in a cage because you can't trust the dog. And they can't trust the dog because they're not using the proper training method. We can trust the dog, and we don't use crates at all. Actually, within 3 days, 2 days within taking a new dog home, they're totally free roam of the house. And that goes down to my housebreaking method, which I do go over in. I don't know if you have you can get it on this page right here. If you have my video course here, I go over that specifically. Just click the housebreaking video, and we go over that. The other thing you can do is I got a free housebreaking video down below. If you scroll down on my page, and I go over how to potty train and housebreak a dog as well. But you want to get to the point of her having to roam the house free. That's the ultimate goal for everybody. You never want to throw your dog in jail and put it in a cage because of lack of training. All right. You want your dog to be free roam of the house, but you want to correct it and show it boundaries, not to chew your wires up, not to eat socks on the floor, not to go in the garbage when you're not home. And think about it. That's a big problem for people. That's why they create them, because they don't know how to do it. So we go about it. It doesn't take long, about 7 days tops to have your dog, free roam of the house. And you start gradual. You give it free roam in a certain area of the house, and I go over it on the free lesson a little bit below. But you start in one part of your house, then you trust them there for a couple of days. You open up your house a little more. But we don't want to put our dogs in jail. You don't want to crate your dog. You don't let them sleep there overnight. It's not secure. It's an excuse that dog trainers have promoted because they just don't know how. I hope that answers your question. Great question, Aaron. We're going to move on to Todd here. Todd, I have a 2-year-old lab who countersurfs and loves to steal shoes and laundry items. Also aggressive with other dogs. Great question, Todd. So your question is basically how to search. If none of you guys know what countersurfing is, that's when your dog, say you have food on the table or you leave something out on the counter, it'll actually get up on the counter and surf it and lick it and eat everything, which can be dangerous. What if you have chocolate on that counter? You know how many people a day I hear that they have to get their dog's stomach pumped because they won't leave food alone and they counter surf? And stomach pumping is minimum $500, sometimes $1,000 if they have to do a couple. And sometimes they need surgery. If you have to do a couple rounds of that and then surgery, it can be thousands of dollars. To avoid that, again, first of all, you want to first get your dog free roam of the house, and you do that by applying my method, my housebreaking method. And then also let me see here, steals shoes, laundry items, and also aggressive with other dogs. So if they're stealing your items, these are your items. You have to show the dog and communicate the dog in a way they understand basically they can't touch any of that. The only thing, that's your scent, that's you. They can't have any of that. In fact, everything's yours, including their toys. They need to understand that everything is yours. Every single thing is yours. I know it sounds a little unique, but you're offering it to them. So they can have a bone when you offer it. They can have a toy when you offer it. Don't just let them take things. Everything's yours, including their bed. Everything was yours, but as the leader of the house, it's all yours. You own it, but you offer it to them. Again, my invitation only concept. You invite them to have it. Don't just let them have a bone on the ground 24/7. You give that to them, and you let them wait, and then they go ahead and have it. That goes for everything. So that teaches them not to just go for things. They can't just touch your socks. They can't touch your shoes. They can't counter surf and touch anything. When a great thing to do right away the first couple of days I get a new dog, or I'm helping somebody who has a new dog, start dropping food items on the floor in the kitchen. So you're cooking, you're making a pizza with the family, drop a pepperoni on the floor. That dog should not even think of going towards it. If it does, you need the training method. We go over the technique in this video training here. I go in detail. It's a little hard to go in detail right now, but the gist of it is what I just said. If you want the step-by-step action plan to do that, generally takes 5 to 10 minutes to do it. In 1 to 3 days, your dog will never go after anything ever again. Great question, Todd. Let's move on to the next. Ashley. Hey, my 1-year-old black lab keeps peeing in the house. My other 3 dogs are house trained. Why does she keep peeing in the house? It's so frustrating. I've been using your program and she's doing great on loose leash, down command so far. Okay, so you've been using my program, great, but she's still peeing in the house. So have you had your dog checked at a vet to check if the plumbing's all okay? So that's good. You've been having success with the program, loose leash, and other exercises are doing great. That's good. Your only issue that you're having with is a little bit of the house breaking. She's peeing in the house. Again, go get it checked. Follow it to a T if you want. Message our support team. They'll help you. You're probably doing something. You're missing something if she's still peeing in the house. So you're having a lot of success in most areas, but she's peeing again. Get her checked at the vet. It could be an issue, and we've had that many times where they're perfect everywhere. We've had a couple people say they're perfect everywhere, but they pee in the house sometimes. Well, they went to the vet and the dog has an issue. So make sure you get that checked first. That's most likely what it is. If not, you message the support team, Ashley, and we'll walk you through what to do. But great work overall. You're having success in all the other areas, and just a little. How long have you been in the program, anyways, Ashley? Yeah, so you haven't had her checked yet, you said. Yeah, go get her checked definitely, and that most likely is the issue. If not, message us. Well, you're probably missing a little area. Sometimes it's just a little thing you're missing, and it'll bring that all together. Okay, great question, and no problem, Aaron. All right, good questions so far. Let's go ahead and get some more questions here, and there's no dumb questions. Again, it's a free Q&A. Go ahead and ask away, and we'll go ahead and answer that for you. I'm going to refresh this so I'm missing a couple questions here. Let me see. Okay. Great questions there. Ashley. Oh, okay. Great comment there. She was doing the loose leash and down command in exercise in all the exercises within the first day. So there you go. That's a live. That's a common thing. The first day, your dog should not pull. If the dog's still pulling after the first day, you're doing something wrong. Ashley's a perfect testament to this. She did it. She's doing it properly. So if your dog's after 3-4 days still pulling on the leash, you're doing something wrong. Contact support. They'll point it out to you, and it should be within 5 minutes. I can take your dog and have it on a loose leash within 3 to 5 minutes. So I don't expect you to do it that quick, but Ashley did it in one day, and most people do it after a good 20-25 minutes. So the loose leash is one of the easiest things to correct, and we do go over that in detail. So good question. If you have any others, go ahead and ask. I'm just going to refresh this to get more questions in here. Let me see here. All right. This is a free live Q&A, just to remind y'all. Go ahead and ask down in the comment section. We already had some really great questions, and we'll get to it right now and answer your questions for you. Let me see if I can refresh. All right. I think I'm missing a couple here, but all right. Let's get some more questions in here, and I'd be glad to answer them for you. No problem, Ashley. Thank you for that. Yeah, I gotta figure out. I'm definitely missing some questions. I can't see them right now. Let me just do something real quick here. Okay, yeah. If you guys got some more questions, please go ahead and ask. What about puppy biting? Good question. Puppy biting doesn't matter. Any biting, dog biting, adult biting, 14-year-old dog biting, which we just actually in the program this right here in this area here, we have a case study of a 15-year-old dog that would bite anybody who came in the house. They'd get bitten, and it was corrected in about 7 days. And that's a 15-year-old dog. Okay, so biting, one of the easiest things to correct, especially if it's a puppy. 5-10 minutes over a period of 3-4 days of applying this for about 5 minutes over the 5 minutes a day for 3-4 days, the puppy will never bite again. All right, it's very simple. It's a very simple technique we go over in this program here. You already in the program, Ashley, so just refer to the know and throw video, and that'll help you out. Okay. Richard. Okay. Great question, Richard. What do you do to accomplish the loose leash walking? I go over that in exercise 1 of this video program here. But it's simply, first of all, you have to have the right tool. Okay. You're not going to get a loose leash on a harness. Okay. A harness is the worst thing to ever, never, ever put your dog on a harness, no matter what these marketing industry they're trying to portray it as a gentle thing. A harness is the worst thing to put on your dog, and it's the most dangerous thing to put on your dog. Number one, for training issues, good question again, Richard. For training issues, a harness encourages pulling. It's around the dog's chest area, and it's what do sled dogs do? They're connected right there. Why? Because they're meant to pull. They're encouraged to pull. If you had a device around the neck with a sled dog, it wouldn't work. They wouldn't really pull. All right. So, and it's safe for the dog for the most collars that they use around the neck. So, if you want your dog to pull, put it on a harness. Number one, we don't want that. And I teach a loose leash. We definitely don't want any pulling. It's unsafe for you. It's unsafe for the dog. Number two, it's unsafe for them physically. Why? It causes premature arthritis in the dog in their shoulders and back area, and also causes spinal damage. All right, you see the uproar of spinal damage and arthritis in dogs. It's because of the invention of this harness and bringing it to the masses and telling them that it's gentle. Never use a harness. It's the worst training aid ever. It's not gentle. It may look nice and fuzzy. The packaging looks gentle, but it's not. It's not a good training device. It does nothing. Okay, so you want a device that goes around the neck. I recommend 2 or 3 different certain collars, depending on how severe your dog is. And I go over that in the program here, and it's all in the videos, and I explain it all there. Okay, so I recommend, actually lately I've been really liking this certain plastic. It's a plastic training collar. Again, I go over the exact name in the program there, but they're amazing. And make sure you get something for around the neck. Now, don't use a regular name tag collar. Your dog will get trachea damage doing that because it's going to pull right on the neck, right in the trachea area. If you use just a regular name tag nylon collar that goes around the neck, that's unsafe for the dog when you're training them. When they pull on that, it affects their trachea. So make sure you get the right collar, and I do go over that in the system. Great question. All right, let's keep some more questions going. We got quite a bit of viewers here. That's great. Let me see if I can refresh this again, because I am missing a bunch here. Okay, great question. Again, this is a free Q&A. Be sure to ask any question you want. Okay, Richard, great question. How do I access that? I just bought the video. I just joined the video. Congratulations, Richard. Great choice on doing that. Basically, it's going to come. If you just ordered now, it's going to show up on your screen instantly. And if not, it's going to get emailed to you right to your email. So the email address you inputted, it's going to be right there. You can just click on it and access now. And then basically start with exercise 1. That's going to get you a loose leash within 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, and you can message after this broadcast, because I'm live right now. I can't directly help you yet. But if you want to message us after, we will help you. If you don't have a loose leash within 10 minutes, message us. You'll have a loose leash by the end of tonight, okay? Everybody can. If somebody were to apply the method right now on their dog that pulls, you will have a loose leash by the end of tonight, guaranteed, or your money back. You know I must be serious with an offer like that, okay? There's no dog trainer in the industry that can... I've never seen a dog trainer offer a money-back guarantee on a training method. Why? Because it doesn't really work. They want you there for life. Dog trainers, your local dog trainers, okay? That's what we're trying to help you out with here. Local dog trainers will charge you. They'll start you at a puppy class. Then they'll move you to level 1. Then they'll move you to level 2. Then level 10. Then level 9. Then advanced. And then one-on-ones. And then they'll say, you have to cope with it. You need a trainer every couple of weeks. That's what they do to keep you as a lifelong customer. They're not going to tell you how to fix your dog, because then you're no longer a customer. So what we do is we actually put it in a program to tell you actually how to fix your dog and end these things so you can have a perfect dog within literally a month, okay? We're doing something different here. It's why the industry doesn't really like what we're doing. We're exposing them. We're giving you what works. That way you don't have to constantly spend thousands and hundreds, and it is thousands. You go to these boarding trains, they're $8,000 to $10,000 to take your dog for 2 weeks to teach you a couple commands and have your dog calm. You can do that in 7 days with this program for under $100. So wake up. Don't believe the hype. You don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on these trainers. And the worst thing is when you do go to a trainer, the dog will respect the trainer more than you. You want the dog listening to you, so have the skill, learn it, never go to another puppy class in your life because after you know the skill, you'll have it for life on any dog you come in contact with. Great question, Richard. Hope that helps. Lee Trevino. That's a great name. Great golfer. Okay. Lee Trevino. How to stop a dog from going after one other dog while out walking. How to stop a dog from going after another dog while out walking. Okay, other dogs. I see that. How do you stop a dog from going? Let me reread that. How do you stop? Oh, okay, how do you stop another dog from going on other dogs while out walking? So you're talking about leash reactivity, I'm assuming, Lee. Hey, Ashley, thanks for that comment. It works. Yeah, that's right. And we got thousands and thousands of people that agree with you on that. How do you stop a dog from going out after other dogs while out walking? So you're asking about leash reactivity, Lee. It's hard for me to understand that question. You want to be a little more clear on that? I don't understand what you're saying here. But I'm assuming you're asking how to stop a dog. Well, you don't golf. Lee Trevino is one of the biggest golfers of all time. Uh, it's a great name you have there. How do you stop a dog from going out other dog while out walking? Can you just rephrase that? All right, so you have a dominant dog that's leash reactive. Again, you can fix that. Generally, if it's a strong reactive dog, first of all, have the right collar and the right training tool and the right leash. The right leash is very important too. You never want to use one of those retractable leashes. I'll give you some advice right now. If you have a retractable leash, throw it out, never use it again. Why? First of all, it gives the dog too much freedom for when you're initially training the dog. Number two, it's constantly tight on the dog. So when it walks out 5 feet in front of you, it's tense, right? There's always a tension on the line with that. It's the last thing you want. That's just as bad as having a harness, okay? So you definitely don't want to use that. Get a regular 6 to 7 foot training lead. Leather is always best, okay? So lead again, the loose leash exercise, you can fix most leash reactivity within 5 to 10 minutes over a 1 to 3 day period. If it's a deep aggression or a fear aggression issue, generally 2 weeks to resolve that. But if it's just leash pulling and it's just something like they're reactive on the leash and they want to go after dogs and they're dominant, you can fix that very quickly. Ty says, no, I paid $1,200 for 4 weeks. Exactly. Exactly. All right, great questions. All right, keep them coming. No problem, Lee. Great question there. And good name. You got a great name. Yeah, if you don't know who Lee Trevino is, look him up. He's a big, well-known golfer. All right. May I please say dog dominant is where... I don't understand your question. Can you be a little more clear on that, Ty? Thanks. Great questions. I'm going to probably end this soon, but yeah, this is... you can stop leash pulling in 5 minutes. Everybody needs this. If you can't stop, that's why I'm paid. Oh, good for you, Ty. Good luck. Best of luck with everything. Good job. Okay. All right. Any other questions? I'm going to end this soon, but I see we got quite a few people on here. Don't be shy. Ask whatever you want. I'm here to help you and get you started in the right direction. Let me just refresh the page here. There's a couple missing here. Again, this is a free live Q&A test. Great. Free live Q&A. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask, and I'd be glad to address them for you, okay? Some great questions so far. Keep them coming. Gonna end this soon, but if you want to get a couple more in before we end this, I'd be glad to help you and answer it. Any question, any dog problem you're struggling with, I'd be glad to help you. Yeah, it's under $100 right now, Richard. We have a special going on. Every holiday like Valentine's Day or Easter or Christmas, we throw on a little special then, or even Black Friday. So right now the Valentine's Day special is still on till the end of the day. If you want to get that, go ahead. You can go on the website. You can find the website. Actually, I'll post it right here. You can get it right there. Oops. Yeah, you can get it. I'll post the link after the video here. All right, this is just a test. Bear with me. We're working on getting some better content and better video up for you here, but I appreciate you bearing with me on this test video. And Richard, yeah, again, keep an eye on the link on the video. I'll post it, and you can go ahead and get the course. Okay, great questions. All right, let's get a couple more questions in here. We got some more. We got quite a bit of viewers. Don't be shy, guys. Just ask that question that's on your mind right now that you think may have already been answered. You think is dumb. Ask it. That question right there. Ask it. Now, go. I want to see some. I want to see everybody on here ask a question. I'm just gonna end the call then. If I don't see another question coming, I'm just gonna end the call. All right. No problem, Richard. No problem. Stay tuned. Yep, stay tuned. I'll go ahead and post that for you. Let's get a couple more questions in here, and if not, I'm going to end the call. Again, this is just a test call. We'll have some longer calls with some better content for you. I'm just going to refresh this quick, and then probably go ahead and end the call, unless we get a couple more good questions here. I think I'm missing quite a few questions as well, but let me see if I can see something here. All right. This is a free Q&A. Go ahead and ask some more questions, and I'll be glad to help you. All right. I missed a bunch of questions. Geesh. Okay. Logan, how do you stop a 2-year-old Frankie from peeing in the house? Frankies and English bulldogs and French bulldogs are some of the hardest to train for potty training. So what you do is you can go ahead down below. I have a free potty training video. Just scroll down, maybe, I don't know, 5-10 posts. You'll see it's another little live stream like this, and I go over it there. Basically, it's going to take some. I mean, it's a little bit of work for the first 7 days, but if you do it and don't make any mistakes, after 7 days, the brain will be reprogrammed and your dog will be potty trained. If the dog's 2 years old, it's not a plumbing issue. It's a training issue. Okay, I'll repeat that again. It's not a plumbing issue. It's not because you can't hold it. It's a training issue. So go ahead and apply the proper training on the dog. 7 days, he will hold. Okay. Randy Fuller, do you use treats or other means of training like e-collars? We definitely don't use treats, and we definitely don't use e-collars. None of them work. Unless you want a dog that performs for you. Okay, and will perform when the device is there, or when the treat is there, or when that e-collar is on. Okay? They'll look good for you when the e-collar is on. They'll look good for you when the treat's there. But that's a dog that performs for you. We don't want a dog that performs for you. We expect much more from our clients and our customers. We want a dog that's bonded to you and you have total trust in, and that can only be achieved with the right method, and that's our method. Yeah, I missed a bunch of questions here. Okay, great questions here so far. Steph, actually, I missed Lee. Okay, go back to Lee. My dog barks at my son. Not sure why. Very simple. Barking 1 to 3 days, totally fixable. Okay, unless it's a strong fear aggression where the dog's cowering and tail between his legs and trying to run away. That generally takes 2 weeks. But if it's just a barking issue, you can stop that very quickly. Again, it's on the video. You can apply that and have it fixed by tonight. Okay, Steph, sorry for missing you there. Yeah, see, Randy. Yeah, you don't want a dog that is good for you unless you have a treat. You don't want a treat to be the reason why your dog's good for you. You want to train with a whole new paradigm, and I go over that in this video right here. Video lesson, make it affordable for everybody. Kind of blows up the whole dog training industry, but we'd rather help people than have you get strung along for months and years with some dog training, local dog trainer. Okay. Steph, how do I get my dog to come to me outside? Great question. That is the most important command for outside. That's how we get our dogs off leash trained in 7 to 14 days, because we get a perfect recall come command, which starts inside. You have to have the perfect come to command inside first before you can get it outside. I go over the exact protocol. You can have your dog coming to you tonight. Inside start. Okay, Steph, you want to get your dog coming to you inside without treats. You want the dog to come to you because it genuinely wants to and because it loves you and is bonded to you. That's how a dog comes to you all the time outside, even under intense distraction, even under intense smells that they're smelling out in the field 30, 40 feet away. They must come to you on the first call. One of the golden rules is only say command once. I go over this in depth in my the video lesson here, but only repeat commands once, and that's you should never go come, or sit, sit, sit. Never repeat commands over and over. All that does is teaches the dog to, okay, great, I can wait 5 times before I come. Or, okay, great, I can come sometimes and not come other times. No, we want 100% recall, and the only way to get an 100% come command is with this method. Okay? Treats can't do it because the one time you don't have a treat, you're in a life or death situation, dogs get hit by a car. Dogs getting hit by a car is the leading cause of dog death. Why? Because you don't have a proper come command. Get the proper come command, and I'll help you after you get the program. But I go over it. It's tough to do on a test live stream here to go over it, but I can show you on video in my lesson here. It's very simple. You'll have a perfect come command by tonight. Great question, Steph. Okay, Ashley, food aggressive dogs. What to do with that? Very simple again. Food aggression should be 1 to 3 days, depending on the severity. Sometimes 3 to 7 days. The fix is right. It's right in one of my videos. You can just go right to the aggression video, food aggression video, right in the program here. And again, I show you on video. I show you what to do. Much easier to show that kind of fix on a video, but it's completely fixable. Food aggression. Food is one of the biggest motivators for a dog, and that's one of the reasons why we don't give treats. The person who gives the treat from their hand is submissive. You don't want to show your dogs you're submissive. You want to show your dog you're in control of the food. You're just freely giving dogs, food from your hand constantly. They're not going to respect you that much, okay? So same goes with food aggressive dogs. As soon as you can get a dog to calm down and you show the dog that you're the leader and it's basically your food and you're allowing them to have the food. When you convey that to them, it's very simple to do. I go over it in the video lesson. That's when you have mastery over your dog, okay? No problem. Great questions, guys. I'm going to refresh this again. I've missed a bunch of questions here. I can only see so many, but I have to. Again, this is just a test, so I'm going to go ahead and look if I can refresh this again and see some more questions. If not, I'm going to end the call. But great questions, everybody. This has been really great tonight. I'm just going to refresh this quick. Okay, bear with me. All right. Yeah, I'm missing. I bet you there's a bunch of questions I'm missing here. Well, I am missing a bunch of questions. All right, if you guys have a couple more questions, if you can get them in here, if I can see them, I'll answer them. I'm sure I've missed a few here. Blake, thanks for the info. Anytime, Blake. Thanks for being here. If you have any more questions of your own, be sure to ask. I'm going to end this call soon. We've been going about 30 minutes. Oh, great. You're going to be glad you did, Blake. I'll put the link in the description when we get off, but it's www.fixyourdogs.com. Fixyourdogs with an S.com. Okay, great question. Christy, any way to get my dogs to stop tearing up their bedding? Of course there's a way. Very simple way to stop that. So, first of all, Christy, your dogs have any aggression? There is a way to do, but I'd like to maybe pinpoint your problem here before I answer it specifically for you. But of course, there's a way to stop tearing up their bedding. And also, how old are they? Great question. We'll be able to address that once I get a little more information from you. Yeah, Lee. So like the brand, it's a plastic. The one I'm really liking right now is a certain plastic color. The brand I go over in the video. Christy says, no, I don't. No, they don't have aggression. Good. Okay. That's going to help me with this. So I'm just going to finish answering Lee's question and I'll get back to you. Okay, Christy? Yeah, the brand I go over in in the lesson here, I go over the exact brand I recommend. There's really only one brand I recommend that I found that works. There's tons of these plastic collars. Only one that I found that actually works. And I go over that in the lesson here. And that's what I can tell you right now on that, okay? So Christy, okay, good. Here's some more. 9 months and 7 months, Great Danes. Okay, so they're 9 and 7 months. They're still kind of puppies, but almost adults. So it's not necessarily because they're 3-4 months old, so we can't blame it on them being puppies. So basically, it's a training issue. You can definitely stop them tearing up their beds. Basically, it takes you, look, if you can't dedicate 15 to 30 minutes a day, no longer. If you go over 40 minutes of training a day, you're overworking the dog with my technique. If you're doing, you can, with these treat trainers and these other training methods, you can do it for hours, hours and hours. But with a real training method, 15 to 30 minutes is all a dog can handle with my method. So if you apply it for 15 to 30 minutes, the tearing up or chewing things up or tearing up the bedding fix that I have in the video, if you apply it for 15 minutes a day over a period of 1 to 3 days, that will stop. Okay? We guarantee that it will stop or your money back. I wouldn't say that if I would have everybody asking for their money back if that wasn't true. So go ahead, and it's easier to explain on video than it is here. It's a little complicated to explain over here, but very simple when you can see it. I had a 10-year-old fix a dog from tearing up their bed and chewing their bed up. Within 2 days, he fixed the dog. Okay, so if a 10-year-old can do it, you can do it. Intact males, great, and great point. It's always good to leave your dog intact. Don't believe the whole, I got to get my dogs fixed to stop their aggression. That's a myth. It may stop with a couple things in terms of if you have a female dog and a male dog together that's intact, sure, you would want to get it fixed in that case. But if you have no female dogs in the house, it's totally great to have intact males. It's not going to necessarily help with aggression. Training is what gets rid of aggression. Steve, what's your question? Okay, great questions here. I'm seeing a couple more questions here. Thanks for the info. I'll be purchasing. Okay, great. I'll put the link in the description. But again, if you want to go to it now and you can't wait for after the recording, it's just fixyourdogs.com, and you can get it there at the discounted link. Goes back up to $400 tomorrow. I believe he's going to put up either tomorrow or the next day, but right now we have it for under $100. So it'd be a good idea to get it now, and that way I can explain it. And we also offer unlimited. What was the question? You don't know how to fix what, Steve? Let me see if I missed a question here. Yeah, just repeat your question there, Steve. You don't know how to fix it, and I'll help you out here right now. Again, this is a live Q&A, free live Q&A. And get your questions in. We're going to end this soon. Again, it's just a test, but it is a free live Q&A, and we want to answer all your questions here as best as I can. Now, certain questions it requires a video, and that's what the video lesson's for. But it's all, any question, there's very little things, there's nothing actually that I've ever found that the method has not been able to fix. So if any issue that you think is just not fixable, it's fixable if you have the right method. Okay, Steve, what don't you know how to fix? Let me see if I can refresh this here again. I'm not going to end it yet. We still got a lot of callers. We still got a lot of views on this. And we still have a lot of questions that I'm missing here. So if you guys want to type in your questions here in the chat box, I'll get to it, and then we'll end we're going to try and end this within the next 10 minutes. But if I still have all these questions to go through, I do want to answer all your questions before I end it. Okay, Steve. Well, I'll help you when we get off here. We can go ahead and message. I'll message you right after we get off here and help you deal with your specific situation. Okay. Great question, and we'll address that when we get off. We'll be able to better help you one-on-one. Okay. All right. Any other questions here? I'm just gonna refresh the page. I know I'm missing a bunch of questions. Let me refresh this again and see if I can get to more questions. If not, we're going to end the call here. All right, bear with me again. I'm just going to see what 50 questions. All right. Anytime, Steve. No problem. All right, so I have 50 questions that I'm missing here. Let's see if I can find this. Again, this is just a test. We're going to have a better camera and better angles and just a better whole layout again for the next one. But bear with me, it's a live Q&A. Anybody just joining us now, ask me anything about dog-related questions. Here to help you. Ask away, nothing's dumb. That question on your mind right now that you had that your dog just did today, ask about it right now and we'll address it. Because I can assure you, most people here just had something that the dog did that was annoying today. And that's why you're here. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have at least one little issue you're struggling with your dog. ask about it here. I'd love to address it and help you on it tonight. If I can see the questions, like for some reason, this is just not refreshing. I'm missing a bunch of questions here. Let's try that again. All right, any other questions? Please put them down below in the chat box, and I will get to them. Yeah, I'm missing. All right, let me try getting on. Bear with me. Okay. Keep asking your questions. We're going to get to them shortly. I'm just trying to deal with why this isn't refreshing here. All right. Okay, keep asking that question on your mind right now. Ask it. Ask it, and I will get to it. But I just got to get to I got to find why that there's a bunch of questions that isn't registering. Here we go. All right, there we go. Here we go. No. Okay. Ooh, okay. There's a lot of questions here that I missed. Great question. Okay, I found them finally, guys. Okay, we can get back on. For that, I'm going to add another 10 minutes to the call because of that delay there. Here's a question. Do you do when your dog doesn't come back to you when we play frisbee? This is from Steve, by the way. What do you do when a dog doesn't come back to you? When we play frisbee in the front yard, she goes and grabs the frisbee and then brings it almost back to me, then turns around and runs away. Here's some free information I'll give out here. I won't even wait for the video, but basically here's what you want to do. Again, if you have a notepad, write this down. It's very important for anybody, okay? If when you're doing training without treats, this is very important, and this is a great question. This goes for come command or fetch. So when your dog doesn't come back to you when we play frisbee in the front yard, she goes and grabs the frisbee and then brings it almost back to me, then turns around. Here's why she brings it almost to you. Again, this is very important, and I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not going to make you wait. I'm going to tell you right now. Never praise the dog when she's almost to you. If she's almost to you, what you want to do is grab her by the collar, bring her all the way up to your feet, then praise her. Everybody will let them get away with it and just let them wait 5 feet away. But what's going to happen is they're going to keep moving back more and more, and then they'll be 20 feet away. They won't ever come to you. So what you want to do is when they come almost to you, run up to them or walk up to them, grab them by the collar, bring them all the way up to where you originally were when you called them, and praise them. Now, what kind of praise? I go over the specific certain kind of praise that works on the video course. There's a certain kind of praise that works better than others, and that's been proven in brain scans to have a stronger effect than treats, bones, anything, any other reward. The praise I teach, again, I go over in my video lesson here. It's changing the world of dog training. It's helping a lot of people, and you don't need treats. Dogs prefer you as a dog trainer. They prefer your praise, a certain kind of praise, over treats, and it bonds you to them. Why? And it saves you money, and it doesn't screw up their digestive tract. Treat training was invented by the treat industry, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry, to sell treats. Okay? They tell you need treats to sell you more treats. The truth is, and again, real science, real experiences, and real science, backed by real science, shows, brain scans show, in 99 out of 100 dogs, there was a mistake on that last one, but 99 out of 100 dogs prefer the owner's praise, okay? Especially when you train them in our way, then it'll be 100. If it was 100 dogs, if there was 100 of our dogs, Anthony Lewis method trained dogs, dog training secrets they don't want you to know, it'd be 100, because a dog that respects you wants your praise more than a treat. So that one dog that didn't respond to praise, it was probably highly, in control of that household there, and the owner had zero control. So great question. Let's go ahead, and I missed a lot of questions here, so we'll go ahead and address them. Here's a question from Christy. I do have an 11-year-old female Great Dane, and they don't spend time with, as she doesn't like their playfulness. Would that affect anything? Can you be a little more clear on that? That you have a female 11-year-old that your dogs don't spend time with, as she doesn't like their playfulness. Would that affect anything? When you say she doesn't like her playfulness, do you mean she gets aggressive towards them? Because if she gets aggressive towards them, never let If you have more than one dog, here's some great advice. Never, never, ever let the dog correct the other dogs. You, as the ultimate leader, must correct the dogs. Never let the other dogs correct amongst each other. Never, ever let that happen. And I can show you how to do that in the video here. There's a specific way on doing that. And there's a specific way to correct. And I mean, when I say correct, you guys may have an idea what that means. It's not that. I go over what a true correction is in this video lesson here. And again, never allow other dogs to correct amongst the pack there. Never let your dogs. If you own multiple dogs, you must be the one to oversee everything and correct everything. Okay? Hope that answers your question. If not, go ahead and ask again. Yeah, I'm still on. Can anybody else hear me? I'm still on. Type 1 in the chat box if you can hear me, or say I can hear you in the chat box if you can hear me. Steve just said he couldn't hear me. I want to make sure you guys can hear me here. Just say yes, I can hear you if you can. If not, we'll have to end it today. But again, this is just a test Q&A. Christy, let me know if you can hear me. I guess answer your question there. Steve, Lee, Blake, a bunch of questions coming in here. Let me see if I missed anything here. All right, here's a good question that I missed. Okay, wait a second here. We'll save that. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me first before we go. If not, I'm going to end the call here. It works. Yeah, thank you very much. It does work, and we got a lot of so many testimonials. If I posted them all here every day, I mean, you'd be reading them. It would take up your whole news feed. So we get a lot of people that love the program, and that's the key. You need to be able to understand and apply it, not just have a trainer do it for you. That way your dog listens to you and your family, not some random dog trainer. Let me see here if anybody can hear me. Let me refresh this quick. Okay. Yes. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is address one more question here, and then we're going to go ahead and end it for the night. But I appreciate all. I see 6 or 7 people already purchased just from this tonight. I'm just answering questions. We're here to help you. But if you do want the more in-depth version, you can go ahead and purchase on the page here. Again, I'm going to put the link in the description. But it's simply for those who, I mean, we've had 7 people that have been impatient. But the link is www.fixyourdogs.com. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the description here. But let's go ahead and address one more question, and then we'll wrap up this test call for tonight. This is a free live test Q&A. We're going to go ahead and do a true, real live Q&A next time. We're going to have better equipment here and a better camera as well. Okay? So let's let me pick one more question here. Bear with me. Randy, do you do, that's a great question. Do you do individual sessions? Yes, I do. We do work with, if you qualify, I don't like to work with too many people because we do get a lot of inquiries, but if you have a certain kind of dog, generally I only work with aggressive dogs at this point, or dogs that display some form of aggression. If you do want more information on that, we'll shoot you a message after this call, and we'll be able to discuss that to see if we're a good fit. But yes, I do individual sessions, and I'd be glad to help you. Let's get one more good question in here, and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. I appreciate everybody who notified me that they can still hear me on here. We got about 300 people watching right now. And again, that question on your mind right now about your dog, it's not a dumb question. Ask it here. I'll address it, and then we'll end the session. I got to refresh the page here. I know I'm having trouble. Again, this is just a test call, but I'm having a little bit of trouble finding all your questions here. And I apologize for the questions I did miss. We will address all that on the next live Q&A. All right, if there's no further questions, then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the call. I appreciate everybody with the amazing questions tonight. And Randy, I will get to you. And there's Christy as well. I'll get to you after for a couple specific questions there. And until next time, great little live tester. It went a little longer than expected. But let me refresh it one more time just to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, perfect. All right, so we'll go ahead and end it there. And Oh, there's a couple more questions. So we'll take care of that the next one. Okay, we're running out of time here. We'll address that. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for your questions, and have a great day. And be a responsible dog owner. Okay, learn how to train your dog. Get the skill to learn your dog. To get the skill to teach your dog for the rest of your life, and any dog that you come in contact with. Okay, be a real. You can be a dog whisperer, the so-called dog whisperer. Any dog you come in contact with, you have an amazing effect on if you learn how. I go over it in my video lesson here. All right, so people will be asking you, "Hey, how's your dog so good? Hey, how can you train my dog for me?" Okay, so it's under $100. We have the sale going on. It's till the end of tonight or to the end of tomorrow. We have it on till I believe, but then it goes back up to $400. So get it now, okay? Get it now and secure your spot, secure your copy. And again, we offer a free unlimited coaching. You can message us anytime, and we're glad to walk you step by step on how to do everything. Okay, have a great day.